Hi everybody, this is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Sunday, August the 26th, and welcome to our video commentary. Well, as I'm sure you know, John McCain passed away on Saturday night, and I wanted to take a couple of minutes and talk a little bit about his amazing life and service to the country. You know, I think a lot of us remember John McCain as a senator, but there was a John McCain before politics, and that was the war hero, the prisoner of war in Vietnam. And I just, the more I learned about John McCain's life, and the more I learned about his service, and the more I learned about his years as a prisoner of war, the more that I began to admire this amazing man. I mean, what he did as a prisoner of war, standing up and not breaking despite all the torture, was rather remarkable. And I know that if that's all he had ever done, I'm sure he would have gone down as one of the great war heroes of the 20th century. But after he went into politics, he became a Republican senator, and I always liked his foreign policy. That was probably my favorite part about John McCain, was national security, because I tended to agree with him in most of the national security issues. I think closing Guantanamo is the only thing where I took issue with him, but overall, I thought he was right. He was right about Iraq. He was right about keeping a force in Iraq. He was right about lots of things regarding national security. And I was thinking last night, after I learned of John McCain's death, I was thinking, what if John McCain had been elected president in 2008? How different would things have been? Well, first of all, he would have never withdrawn from Iraq prematurely. The premature withdrawal from Iraq created this regional mess where you had ISIS running around the region, creating troubles in Libya and Syria, and then of course in Iraq, and then you had all that refugee problem going to Europe. All of that was related to the growth of ISIS, and the growth of ISIS, of course, was directly related to the premature withdrawal from Iraq. McCain would have never done that. McCain would have kept a force in Iraq, and he would have kept, therefore, a check on ISIS. Obviously, if McCain had won the election, we would have two entirely different Supreme Court justices. We wouldn't have Sotomayor. We wouldn't have Kagan. We wouldn't have the Iran nuclear deal. We wouldn't have the Paris Climate Change Accords. I think he probably, maybe he would have tried to do those, but he would have sent them to the U.S. Senate for ratification, something that President Obama never did. And on immigration, I don't think he would have tried to push immigration unilaterally as President Obama did with DACA. I think he would have gone to the Congress and said, hey, help me out, let's do something about this. But I don't think he would have ever done something unilaterally like President Obama did. On Obamacare, obviously he would have never signed that piece of legislation. I think his idea all along was to do tax credits, give people tax credits so they could buy private insurance. So I think overall, it would have been very different had John McCain been elected president. I think the last 8 years would have been totally, completely different under John McCain. And that's an opportunity, of course, we didn't have. But overall, this is a great man, had a great life, and I just want to say thank you, John McCain, for your service. My best wishes to Cindy, your wife, and the family. And we will always remember John McCain. He was a really great American, great patriot, to say the least. We have all of these videos over on YouTube. We have them on Twitter, and we have them on blog. And if August 26th is your birthday, happy birthday, everybody. Bye-bye.